What's going on, everybody? Yeah, let's get it. So, we're gonna talk about hex, right? But it might not be the way that you think. I just think that a lot of times people lose sight of perhaps what's really important, right? And I'm gonna explain what do I mean by all of this. I think that there's something happening right now within the hex community that I find interesting. And it's not an isolated situation because I see this happen often in regular life too. So why should it be different in hex, right? You're dealing with people, you're dealing with human beings. Same situation. And allow me to explain. But first, again, I have to say, because this is something that I think is going to go down in history, with respect to hex and cryptocurrency in general. Um, in addition to the fact that a documentary is coming out regarding hex and Richie Rich and everything, and I think that's great. What I think is going to go down in history is how it amassed 10,000x in a span of like 19, 20 months. Initially, it promised to, deliver 10,000x in 2.5 years. Why? Because Richard, saw what happened with Ethereum, you know, saw how Ethereum amassed 10,000x in a short period of time. And he believed that Hex is a superior product. And why wouldn't it deliver similar results? And guess what? The 10,000 mark, the 10,000x mark was reached in less than 2 years. Forget about 2.5. And that's just holding the tokens liquid. That's it. It's crazy. It's crazy. You can't deny it. No matter how bad people want to pretend like it's not true. It's all verified. It's verified on the blockchain. The data is all there. That's what makes the blockchain tech powerful in and of itself. The data is there. Anyone who has anything like a successful product on these blockchains, these solid, notable blockchains, the top blockchains in the world, when you want to support your claim, you go do the research on the blockchain to see for yourself. And that's that. People are gonna call it a scam. At this point, no one, it doesn't matter anymore. People believe Bitcoin is still a scam. No, it does not matter what people feel. Because we know, those who know that crypto is not going anywhere anytime soon. It looks like it's the thing of the future. So let's get right into what I was going to talk about. So knowing all that, there's supposed to have been like, where not supposed to, but there are these meetups that have been, planned by members in the community in Hex. They're planning these meetups. They're planning, these meetups specifically in the States. When this is not really involving Richard per se, but it's members who are taking it upon themselves to schedule meetups and plan to, go throughout the country, like visit different places in the country, right? Which I think is fantastic. I mean, that sounds fun. It really does. Somehow I see a change happening, and it's not because I'm like predicting anything. No, it's just there's a fundamental change that took place as I'm watching things that's happening. And the original, I guess, group of people who are planning this hex tour or whatever, all of a sudden now it's split. Instead of it being like one group of people planning it, the group split, and now there's two different types of meetups that are taking place, but headed by two planners, two groups of people who are planning. And of course, there's some people that are not happy about that, right? They just want to go to the one thing being planned by one group of people. Why does it have to be two, et cetera, et cetera? And it just reminds me of how everyone's not always going to see eye to eye. And these meetups are being planned by people who've been extremely successful with hacks. This is what they say. Like they've amassed a boatload as far as returns. Like their lives have changed for the better, and that's great. That's great. What bothers me is how the division that comes up. Like instead of people just like really putting their stuff aside or whatever it is, perhaps it was a logistic issue or whatever, but it just doesn't translate well. Because see, this was something that was said on the live stream, what I'm talking about now, that the group is no longer going to plan one set of events. Is going to be two groups doing it now for two separate set of events. And it's like, so you choose, you as a viewer, you're watching and like, oh, okay, why did this happen? Perhaps there was some kind of disagreement, there's some type of friction, something. And you're talking about people, who claim like they no longer have to work anymore. Right? So they've been afforded a certain level of freedom, which is what many people aspire to reach. But there's a disconnect there because there's a conflict within the community. And this is why I find it like annoying with communities in crypto, because I've seen so much, and I've seen so many things being said and other things happen. Like it's annoying. That's why I just do what's right for me. Period. Period. You know, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for what's perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's it. It's no snide remark or shade to anyone. I'm just watching how this is happening in this community, and which puts a bad, it just sends a weird signal to the viewers who are watching. You're like, oh, damn, you guys are not getting along. So now you guys got two different things going on and this and that. And they didn't really put it off that way. They didn't really like, send that type of message, but the implication is there. What's implied is there that something happened, some type of fallout. But you're saying like this is happening among people who got bread. Like you're like, yo, can't we all just get along? So now I got to pull out my box of snacks, my popcorn, and just watch, because it's entertainment at the end of the day. It's all entertainment, but I got to watch how things unfold now. This is not going to affect Hex or Pulse in any way, because this is outside of what those cryptos are designed to do. This is separate from that. I'm talking about the human interaction, right? The people who how we behave, and how what we do is just a small example of what happens in the world. Period. It's like if you've been afforded to let go of your job or let go of a business where you don't have to get up every day and bust your ass to work or to run a business to just sustain a livelihood, because you're able to live off of your earnings from crypto, specifically Hex, and then you blessed. Or everything else is just like is secondary. It's just petty. Why can't people just leave things where they're at? Because you're fortunate. Like many people right now would love to trade places. would love to trade places with these individuals. Like they don't know, I don't know if they understand, they don't know what they have. Like it's like, I'm sure they do. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. Like, come on now. Like, you're gonna really have some kind of disagreement, and like, I'm gonna be on this tour, and I'm gonna be on that tour, and like this the tribal thing, that whole tribal, the cliques, like that just doesn't work out very well. At least for me, it doesn't, because people get in their feelings when you do something opposite of what they should think you should be doing, or opposite of what they believe in. You know what I mean? So feelings get involved, and that causes like turmoil and beef, and it just and at the end of the day, what is this all about? What is this really all about? Yeah, the tech is great, but it's about what? Making money. Making money in a way where no one gets harmed. I mean, that's really the bottom line. That's really the bottom line. And if you're successful enough to find that, to achieve that, and then you can help other people do the same, it's a win-win. I don't see what's the purpose in having other drama, seep into the fold to then like create dissension and all this stuff. I don't know, man. And again, this is not exclusive just to Hex either. Many communities, they just feel like their community is the best community. And I get it. I get it. But even in communities, you have misunderstandings that take place, miscommunication that take place. You have different points of view, disagreements all the time, all the time. And it creates, if it's not handled carefully, it creates fallouts, right? It creates situations where you actually burn bridges, where people separate and don't talk to one another anymore. And for what? When all this was all designed to do was help you make money, to become that much more liberated so that you can do what you want to do in life, so that you can be free to do more than you were able to do before. That's it. That's it. I don't know. I don't know. It's like when you have a good thing going, if it's not broken, I don't know. It's not even about that. Like, don't fix it. It's really not even about that. I'm just looking at this whole thing and I'm like, come on, guys. Come on, guys and gals. Come on, guys and gals. What's going on here? What's going on here? Don't you know that you're in a position, like, especially the guys that have been in there since the beginning. They've been in Hex since the beginning. You guys are caked up. Caked up. And this is what, nah. You gotta find where's the discussions about how to really, really become sort of like a recognizable force. A recognizable force where you set your own parameters. Because when you're in crypto, you're saying it's a statement. It really is a statement when you're in crypto. Going against these central banks, going against these financial traditional governmental structures that have been designed to only enrich and empower them and not us. What are we doing? What are we doing as a I would say maybe even a global community with respect to crypto, not just these singular, blockchain communities, but as an entire industry? The discussions need to continue to take place regarding securing our own interests, not only acquiring and generating revenue and earnings and gains and more crypto, but also to secure it so that it could be recognized and respected for the budding institution that this is becoming. Whether you believe in decentralization or centralization, that's not even the point. But once you acquire these gains, once you continue to do what you got to do, and aspire to just enjoy life with the help of this tool called cryptocurrency, how do you keep it? How do you protect it? Not just about, holding your private keys, but how do you protect it from being siphoned away from you, from these governmental and central banking structures that are waiting to take it all away from us? What we going to do? Because this is a game of chess, not checkers. If you believe otherwise, well, you're the one that's getting played. It's just my opinion, my thoughts. I'll talk to y'all later.